Bottom. Oh, Nappy. Pin Nappy.
Get your backyard wrestling merch at ProWrestlingTees.com.
All right, so this is October 2002. This is in PWL. This is at a show called Can of Whoop Ass. So this match is actually a fatal four-way. It's TPG, the Trailer Park Gangster, and he's taking on Nappy, El Diablo, and the Rottweiler. Now, I look back at PWL sometimes with fond memories, sometimes shaking my head. I have a feeling, now I haven't seen this match since we did it, but I have a feeling this is going to be a goddamn clusterfuck, because a lot of PWL was a goddamn clusterfuck. Let's see. Oh, there's Nappy doing his thing. Nappy was doing the bathrobe thing at this point. You know, he wanted to have like the Ric Flair classic wrestler ring robe, but you know, we're kids, so he just has a bathrobe with his name on the back that he wrote in masking tape. But hey, more power to him. Here comes El Diablo with a walkie-talkie that has a giant antenna. And I remember I played El Diablo, and I remember kept trying to like hit people with that antenna because I got TPG with the antenna. Look how giant that. I have no idea where I got that walkie-talkie from. I just found it somewhere and was like, holy shit, look at this antenna. And El Diablo was a comedy character, so I was always trying to find silly things I could do, fun things I could do, and that was one thing. Now, I'm the VCR champion at the time, so this match is for the VCR title. Here comes the Rottweiler. Now, a lot of feds like WCW and ECW, NWA, you know, they would have television titles, but my reasoning was, well, we're not on television. It doesn't make sense for us to have a TV title, so let's have a VCR title instead. Nappy's going to town on me with that Nerf wiffle bat or whatever. TPG trying to go do something. Rottweiler's throwing some weapons into the ring. Oh man, I'm throwing the weapons right back out of the ring because that ring is small and there's only so much we can do in here. Oh man, this is not going to be pretty. This is not. You can also see the ring is like totally falling apart at this point. If you watch when I first built this ring, if you look at like even WrestleStock 4, when like I upgraded it quite a bit, that ring was nice. The ropes were tight. You could almost climb the ropes. And then by the time you get here to the end of 2002, that pole on the right is just coming out of the ground. The ropes are loose and saggy. Like this ring was falling apart. And I kept meaning to build a better ring. I was like, okay, I'm going to rip these poles out of the ground. I'm going to get some better ones. Some thicker ones, some longer ones. I'm going to cement them deeper into the ground. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to rebuild this ring. And I just never got around to it. And then by the time it was clear, early 2003, that my mom was getting kind of sick of having us back here every weekend. So I was like, oh, well, the writing's on the wall. It's coming to an end sooner or later, so it doesn't really make sense to upgrade the ring. We'll just make do with what we have while we have it. But you can already see there is no psychology. There is no storytelling. It's a lot of just, we're going to just hit each other with garbage can lids and stop signs and whatever we can find. And then I try to do the little helicopter thing. They all step back so I don't hit any of them. And I end up laying myself out with the garbage can lid. Man, this match is not going to be pretty. Nappy's got a lot. That's the ladder I broke at WrestleStock 4. You can see it's broken on the bottom there because I got thrown into it. And so Nappy's going to try and do the Terry Funk and spin around with the ladder. Everyone got out of the ring except me, and I was like, well, somebody's got to get hit with this. And so I deliberately got in the ring and let Nappy hit me with it so that way we could have the spot. Oh my God. Spoilers, El Diablo was He was a little goofy, right? He's a little goofy. I'll say that. He didn't play for the same team as everybody else, right? And so again, I'm just like, what can I do that's going to be funny? What can I do that's going to be silly? Also, like, I'm also wrestling as Craven at this time, and so I had two gimmicks, and much like Clark Kent and Superman, I was like, how do I make El Diablo the polar opposite of Craven so nobody knows we're the same people? We have to be different. We gotta be different or it doesn't make sense. If we're too similar, there's no point. So, whereas Craven was serious and methodical, El Diablo was silly and goofy, you know? Nappy get thrown into a wheelbarrow there. And you can see a lot of times with Fatal 4-Ways, they tend to break down into two singles matches happening at the same time. I actually like triple threats a little more than Fatal 4-Ways, because with triple threats, you know, you got double team moves, somebody can take a powder, somebody can rest on the outside while other people work a spot, you can kind of regain your stamina a bit while you're on the outside. The flow is a little bit better for triple threat matches. It's easier to be like, oh, they're doing something? Okay, I'll be on the outside selling. Oh, my turn. Okay. Whereas with Fatal 4-Ways, it's a lot of two single matches happening at the same time. But we had a stacked roster in PWL. PWL probably had the biggest roster of any Fed we wrestled for. So we could do things like this, have a Fatal 4-Way for a mid-card title as our semi-main event, because we've got like 12 people on this show and there's like 4 other matches. So Rottweiler, what's he going to? He's trying to pile drive TPG. Nobody in the backyard ever wanted to actually take a pile driver. Everyone would always try to fight it. Nobody would get their legs up. Everyone was scared to take it. I think I was the only person who had no problem like kicking my legs up and actually taking a move. I'm actually going to town on me. In the match, my first title defense as VCR champion, I defended the belt against myself. And so I was calling back to that here, where I'm technically still feuding with myself, I guess. Oh, Raul bottom. That was what he called his rock bottom. And then I wanted to like run and jump off of that desk, but then I realized, oh, this is taller than I thought it was. I can't jump that high. Not in these jean shorts. Whoops. So that didn't come off as pretty as I would have liked. We're so bad at this point. We're so bad. I think I'd been wrestling 2 years, 2.5 at this point. So, man, I don't get good until like 05, 06, 07. So I got a long way to go. I'm god awful, but being a comedy character, I can hide that awfulness with shenanigans. Look at, we got some random dude running out, hitting me on the outside. The thing with PWL is there was always shenanigans, right? Because we always had people on the outside. There was always a ton of people there. Oh, I remember now. So this match wasn't just for the VCR title. It was a 2-fall match, also for the Intercontinental title. And El Diablo just won the Intercontinental title. That's why I was celebrating with the belt. Okay, I vaguely remember that now. God damn, what a fucking clusterfuck. That, like, we have it's a Fatal 4-Way, 2-fall match with each fall for a different belt. And then we have all these run-ins and outside interference on top of it being weapons. Like, god damn. This is 02, so I'm 14, 15 at this point. But so I think I'm 14. I think I wouldn't turn 15 until the following year. But so 14 years old. No idea what they're doing. No idea about structure and booking and storytelling. Making what you're doing cohesive and easy to understand. Nope, none of that. Just nonstop clusterfuck. Look, somebody's still getting hit with a weapon there. The referee is trying to get Poe and Soldier Fat out of the ring. I don't know why they ran in. God damn, there's so much going on back in these days. Like, All right, Soldier Fat. All right, Poe. All right. You had your moment. But man, this is ugly. I mean, I was in this match and I don't even remember what happened or why. There's one thing I remember coming up, which I'll point out. Now we've got these two folding chairs. You see that one in the back has some duct tape on it. I had written on there, do not hit, sitting only. Because so many of our chairs would get mangled and beaten up and broken. And we actually just wanted to use that one as a chair. So I put the little duct tape on there and wrote, do not hit, sitting only. And then eventually we ran out of chairs that were usable and we had to start using it. Now, Rottweiler, he's doing a makeshift table here. He's got some folding chairs. He's got some random plywood set up. He put a ladder under it for some reason. Man, this is tough to follow. Man, I don't know where me and TPG went. I think we were off on the side, and that's why the cameraman followed us, because we were off on the side. And we thought, oh, now we're out of sight of the camera. We can just catch our breath and shoot to shit for a minute. And then we saw the camera coming and was like, oh shit, kayfabe! And had to go back to fighting. Gosh, okay, so I think going into this, Rottweiler was Intercontinental Champion, and then I just lost it. Or was Nappy Intercontinental Champion? I think Rottweiler was Intercontinental Champion. Or was it Nappy? I know Nappy was Intercontinental Champion at the end of Season 4. I don't remember. Somebody was the goddamn Intercontinental Champion. It might have been the Rottweiler, and he dropped it to me. And then I, as El Diablo, was the VCR champion. So at this point, I'm technically a double champion because I've got both belts. But I'm pretty sure I don't keep both belts. What am I doing here? Oh, there's Poe and Soldier Fat. Just go. See, people are always, so this is the part I remember. This is the part I remember. I jump off here, and when I land, my knees hit that piece of wood. It flips up 90 degrees, and my forearms hit right on the edge of the wood, and it messed up my forearms. Like it cut both my forearms open. I'm bleeding on both my forearms. You can see I'm holding my arms. That fucking hurt. Holy shit. Like, that was so goddamn painful. You can see I'm looking at my arms. I'm in so much pain. I'm trying to pull the Rottweiler's pants down just because reasons, I guess. But yeah, no, that spot is what I remember most, is trying to go through that table and landing directly at my forearms on the edge of that piece of wood and it messing me up. What's going on here? Nappy's doing something. Rottweiler's doing something. I'm on the ground. What's happening? I can't even follow this goddamn thing. Am I trying to put myself in a half Boston Crab because I'm technically still feuding with myself? But myself isn't a legal man in this match, just myself is. So I don't fucking know. If I tap, does that mean I win or does that mean I lose? I don't fucking know. God damn. Now, one-on-one, you put any of us one-on-one, me and Nappy, me and Rottweiler, Nappy and TPG, Nappy and Rottweiler, me and TPG, any combination of us, and I'm pretty sure we could put on a great singles match. But when you put all four of us together in the same match like this, it's just a clusterfuck. Like, you can't follow the action. I don't even know where TPG is. The hell happened to him? Is it elimination style? Did I pin him to win the Intercontinental title and then he was eliminated? Is that a thing? I don't even know. And I booked the thing. Oh my God, this is so convoluted. I got a number 3 there that I stole from a gas station. Rottweiler hit his finish to round the bottom on Nappy. Is it 2 fall elimination style? Why would we do that? I don't know. I don't understand what's happening. There's so much chaos on the outside. Poe and Soldier Fat are just goofing off. There's been a million run-ins. There's been a million weapon spots. We've already seen a title change. My arms are all jacked up, so I'm on the outside genuinely selling like, this fucking sucks. Holy. And I had a match as Craven right after this. So I remember like trying to bandage up my arms in between matches. But then I couldn't wear the bandages in the match as Craven because I didn't want people to know I was El Diablo, and I thought that would be a giveaway. Oh. There were some things I overthought, and there were some things I didn't put enough thought into. But this, I'll be honest, is a microcosm of PWL. 2, 3, cool. Rottweiler's now the VCR champion. But this is a microcosm of PWL. This is what a lot of PWL matches were. They were just chaos and clusterfucks. So El Diablo's the new Intercontinental Champion. Rottweiler's the new VCR champion. Technically, the Intercontinental title is supposed to be higher up than the VCR, but whatever. He's just happy to have a belt. And me and Nappy are just going to sell. I don't know where the fuck TPG went, but that was the match.